Hey guys, so I just got back from a pre-screening, 4 o'clock pre-screening of Joker, like the first pre-screening of the day. Like they're playing it all night, but like for some reason they put it on like 4 in the afternoon. I have my own theories about that, which I'll get into when I talk about the actual movie. But uh, I was like, all right, cool. I literally just got off work. And I'm like, hey, the Joker plays in like 20 minutes. I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna swing over and go see it. Um, I usually go to the movies about 4 o'clock sometimes anyway, so I'm like, this is perfect timing for me. So yeah, I was looking forward to this immensely. This is a movie that's been hyped up to death. I don't think you'd have to be living under a rock if you haven't heard about this movie over the last couple of months. Whether it be controversy to praise to just a lot of different things going on with this movie, with the press with this as far as this movie goes. Um, I like a lot of people when I first heard of this movie is like, really, you're gonna make an origin story for the Joker? Why? This sounds lame. But everybody's like, Martin Scorsese's producing it. I'm like, so Martin Scorsese still produced The Snowman. That doesn't mean that it's going to be a good movie just because you attach a great director on it. Unless Martin Scorsese was directing it, I would be on board for that. But it's like whatever. And it's also Todd Phillips is directing, and that's the guy who made the Hangover movies, War Dogs, Old School. I'm like, all right. I said he's made some good movies, bad movies. He's made a mixture of both. I said I think he's a talented enough director. And it's like Joaquin Phoenix is gonna be the Joker, and I'm like, everybody's, oh, that's such a perfect fit. And I'm like, we also thought that about Jared Leto, so I mean, I hate to be the fucking Debbie Downer, but I'm like, just because it seems like perfect casting doesn't mean it's gonna be good. But I'm like, but then when I started seeing trailers for this movie, I was sold pretty much right off the fucking bat. I'm like, the trailers look great, look creepy, looked what they had pretty much the tone of what a Joker movie should be. It looked like a whole new kind of reinvention of the Joker. I was on board for this. I'm like, and like the praise for this movie has been pretty solid. Like to the point, some people are even fucking saying Best Picture. I'm like, goddamn! Like about a month ago, I was hearing a lot about that. I'm kind of thinking that kind of has died down, but I'm like, man, this is got to be a really goddamn good movie. Like I was hyped for this movie, and yeah, it's a really damn good movie. It's not a flawless movie, not one bit, but I did fucking like this movie a lot. I really did. This movie, I'm pretty much gonna be like repeating what everybody else has said about this movie, but this movie is carried by one thing and one thing only, and that is Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, I'm not. I've said this pretty much every year when it comes to certain performances, but if Joaquin Phoenix does not get an Oscar or even a nomination for an Oscar, I give up on the Oscars completely. I mean, I already have, as far as already, like, in fucking Green Book won Best Picture this year. Green Book, really? I mean, that just shows how fucking out of touch the Oscars are and how they will not change their ways. But Joaquin Phoenix's performance in this movie is something to see to believe. It's his performance is chilling, unearthing. There are parts of this movie where she's just staring at the camera, and I'm fucking gonna have nightmares. There's just like parts of this movie he doesn't say a word. That I'm gonna have fucking nightmares about for the rest of my life. Like this, like I don't know what dark place Joaquin Phoenix went into to get into this role, but God damn, it's like, it has to be like the same place that Heath Ledger did. Like, if I were to compare the two, I don't know who I'd say was better. I would say kind of just because I love this performance more than anything, I would say Heath Ledger, but this is pretty fucking close. This is not like just him doing Heath Ledger's role over again. It's a completely different Joker. This is a mentally, like, you're watching on screen for like 2 hours a man lose his fucking mind. He's already mentally unstable as it is, but he's just slowly but surely even getting worse and worse as the movie gets on. It's like a slow descent into madness, and it's fucking terrible. It's like, literally, this movie is a lot, like, it's only ironic that it's produced by Scorsese, as this is like borrowing a lot of elements from Scorsese movies. I've heard, I know a lot of people have said that too, but like from the King of Comedy, like a lot of people have said, it does borrow a lot from that. But also fucking Taxi Driver. The best way I can describe this movie and Joaquin Phoenix's performance, it's as if like Travis Bickle became the Joker, and that's what this movie is. It's like, I mean, to the point like Joaquin Phoenix is doing like at a couple points, and one of the most terrifying scenes in the movie where he goes into the girl down the hall that he kind of likes apartment, and it's just, he doesn't really say much, but just his facial expressions to, like, he doesn't have to say anything, to him doing this just is unnerving and creepy, and like it's one of the best scenes in the whole damn movie. Like, that's like towards the last half of the movie, that just where things just go fucking crazy. He is great in this fucking movie. Like, I cannot say enough about Joaquin Phoenix in this movie. He's wow, and like if you took him out of this movie, it probably wouldn't be as good as it was. But like, he just carries this movie from on his back, and just, man, there's some intense, unnerving scenes in this movie, man. There's like, this movie is really well made. It's like, there's some tense moments, like from, like I said, the scene where he's in the girl's apartment was great, to the scene with him and a midget and the one co-worker of his that is like towards the last in his apartment, and that's a great scene. It sounds like a fucking start of a joke, but trust me, it's more terrifying than it sounds. I'm trying not to spoil it. And the last final set piece with him on Robert De Niro's talk show, that scene was great. That was, like, I knew where it was going. I pretty much had a feeling where it was going, and I was pretty much fucking right. But it still made it hard to sit for, like, ooh, like, you're just sitting there, like, on the edge of I'm sitting there on the edge of my fucking seat, like, this is, like, unnerving, hard to watch, like, goddamn, man. Goddamn, like, Joaquin Phoenix, yeah, I can't praise him enough. Honestly, I don't know if I'm the only one who thought this, but this movie could have been fine without it being a Joker origin story. Like, there are parts of this movie where I completely almost forgot it was a Joker origin story. I'm just thinking I'm watching a guy's descent into madness. Like, and then, like, it'll just bring you back to reality. Like, oh yeah, here's Bruce Wayne. Like, and I'm like, oh yeah, this is an origin story of the Joker. Like, and, oh, thank you, movie. I'm like, all right, but it's like, it didn't need that, but whatever. It's like, it could have been its own fucking thing. It didn't need to be a Joker origin story, but, you know, whatever. It sells more tickets by being that. I understand that, but whatever. Goddamn, like, this movie is really goddamn effective. Like I said, it's not flawless. If there's a couple complaints I can have about this movie, one, this movie is very heavy-handed as far as its social commentary, and it beats you over the fucking head with it. Like, I get it, movie. I get what you're trying to tell me. You don't have to fucking spell it out for me like every 2 fucking minutes. Or like it does feel like that, like for a while there, like it keeps just, you know, pounding in your head that the upper class doesn't care about the lower class, and that they're not here to help us. You know, they're looking out for themselves and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, I get it, movie. Fucking don't have to keep hammering it into my head. Like, god damn it, movie. Like, Jesus. Calm down with the social commentary. I felt like the best parts of this movie were when it kind of didn't try to hammer it into your head. Like, there are parts where it takes a break from that, and a lot of those parts that were in between, you know, were really fucking good. Like, the last half of this movie is great. Like about like the last half hour of this movie, I think it's probably about last half hour, is where just Joaquin Phoenix just goes full on psychopath, and it's amazing. It's like terrifying, amazing at the same time. Like, goddamn, man. It kind of, you know, puts the brakes on the whole social commentary at that point, and that was when I was really starting to enjoy this really enjoying the fuck out of this movie. Also, why is everybody in Gotham City a dick that isn't Arthur Fleck or the Joker? Like, literally every single person, and Arthur Fleck, who is the guy who becomes the Joker in this movie, is just a complete prick to him. Like, why? I know, to the point, it's like, obviously there's something wrong with this dude. Maybe not fucking piss him off, because it might bite you on the ass later on, as it does for some people in this movie. Man, like, there's just people who are just being dicks for no reason. Like, they made Alfred. It pops up in this movie. They don't say his name, but he is Alfred, because a butler. There's a butler. He's just a butler at Wayne Manor, and he is a dick for no reason. Like, he is a real fucking prick. Like, goddamn, man. Even they make Thomas Wayne, Bruce Wayne's dad, like, really unlikable. I'm like, why? Like, to the point, like, there's that scene where the Joker first kills, you see that in the trailer. It's kind of getting the spoilers, but in the trailer where he's being beat up on the subway by these 3 guys. It's a scene where he ends up killing these guys. His first kill with a gun. He kills them with a gun on the subway. And, like, they're real big pricks to him, just beating him up mercilessly, like, beating him half to death almost. And, like, what is he supposed to do? Just lay there and let him get beaten to death? No, he just fucking shoots them. I'm like, I don't blame him, you know? And, like, it's like, it's supposed to be a despicable act, but, like, no! They were beating the shit out of him! They're being dicks for no reason, just because, like, if you've seen the trailer, I've heard about this a lot in the press. Like, the Joker, Arthur Fleck, his character has this rare condition where he laughs uncontrollably in, like, really awkward situations, and that's like what starts the beating the shit out of him when he starts uncontrollably laughing at them. And he tries to explain what's going on, but it just continues beating the shit out of him. So yeah. And, like, but yeah, it gets to a point where, like, yeah, he becomes, like, completely psychopathic, but at this point, like, you understand why the fuck he did what he did. Maybe he didn't have to kill him with a gun, I'm sure, maybe, but they were beating the shit out of him. There's also this twist about half hour into this movie about Thomas Wayne that I saw coming like a mile away, but also at the same time, it's like, that'd be weird if they did. I was thinking in my head, like, I don't know if they're gonna do that because that'd be really weird and really could piss off some comic book fans. I'm not gonna spoil it, but you'll know what I'm talking about when it's. But then they kind of just drop it and nix it, like, and it was like kind of false, or like a falsehood, and I'm like, man, I kind of wish they kind of just went with that because that would have been more interesting. But whatever. I'm not gonna spoil it, but you see the movie and you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't know. I guess I could also talk about the controversy of this fucking movie. I really don't want to, but whatever. What do I think about it, and what? So, I mean, if you have been living under a rock, I'm sure most people, unless you've been living under a rock, I think most people know about the controversy of this movie. That's all I've been hearing about for the last fucking couple of weeks. That's all you hear about in regards to this movie. Like, should filmmakers be held accountable? Like, that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard. Like, I agree with Todd Phillips. If some idiot's gonna try to copy what the Joker does, that's their own fucking dumb doing. That's not the director's fault. But anyways, yeah, if you're afraid to... I've had people that are afraid, said on Facebook, I had a friend on Facebook that said they were afraid to go see this because they thought they were going to get shot. I was like, dude, just stop. You're not going to get shot. There's no reason to worry. It's because some assholes online might are acting like they might do something. That's why we have the FBI. That's why we have to keep track of this shit. Fine, if they want to keep track of that shit, fine. Apparently, they don't have much else to do. But sure, like, to keep people safe. Hell, I was at the theater. There was like one police officer standing there when I was walking out of the theater. Fine, whatever. Like, there's usually a police officer at the theater, anyways. But whatever. Yeah, like I said, it's a controversy that, like, I'm glad that this didn't suffer the same fate as The Hunt. The only reason that this didn't was because this is going to make a lot of money, and they knew that. They didn't want to fucking just drop this movie. At least it didn't suffer the fate of, like, The Interview, which was a legit kind of concern somewhat, even though if you think logistically, North Korea is not going to bomb every movie theater in the U.S. that's playing that movie, but whatever. But yeah, it's stupid. There's no reason for this controversy to exist. Don't be worried about being shot at. I can understand why there's some worry about this movie as far as, like, it does portray class warfare, and that, like, there's a scene where two cops get brutally beaten almost nearly to death, and I don't think that was really necessary whatsoever, but whatever. I mean, there's riots that happen in this movie because the Joker has kind of inspired people to start rioting, and that's what I think a lot of people are worried about, but I don't see it happen. There is a weird obsession people have with the Joker that I've never understood. I love the character of the Joker. Don't get me wrong. Always been the best, most intriguing villain, like, ever put in comic books. But, like, there's some weird obsessions people have. Like, I have friends on Facebook that are really obsessed with the Joker and Harley Quinn in particular. Like, it's like, I don't understand. Like, it's kind of creepy and weird. Like, why are you idolizing this character? I don't know. Like, he's a psychopath. Like, there's something wrong with you if you're, like, posting shit. There are people I know that'll post shit all the time about the Joker, of, like, Joker ideologies or something. It's like, what the fuck? I can understand that concern. People are really weirdly obsessed with the Joker. I never understood it. But anyways, yeah, go see it. Don't worry about fucking being shot at. Just go have fun. Everybody, behave, enjoy themselves this weekend. I'm sure this movie's gonna make money regardless. Yeah, go see. I recommend it. I do recommend it. I had a lot of fun. Wasn't bored. It's nice to have, like, only one movie out this weekend, and that's it. Like, the last 2 weekends has only been one movie out. Like, after, like, sitting through stuff like The Goldfinch and, like, Downton Abbey, like, two in back-to-back weeks. It's nice to have like two really like very quick movies to sit through. This movie was 2 hours, but it didn't feel it. Trailers, I got a lot to get through, so I'm gonna try to get them for a quick. Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker. It's that D23 trailer that popped up where it's basically recapping all the other fucking movies, and it starts showing scenes for the new one. I'm looking forward to it because I love Star Wars. I know people are pretty much jumping off the bandwagon, even though I have a feeling most of them probably still go see this regardless. I am looking forward to it. I love Star Wars. I didn't hate The Last Jedi like everybody did. Some people did, but I think that got overblown, but that's just me. The Gentleman, it's a new Matt McConaughey movie where he's a drug dealer of pot. That's all I got out of it, and people are trying to take over his business, and it's being directed by Guy Ritchie. I know his last movie was Aladdin, but hey, I like Guy Ritchie can be really good when he makes this looks like a movie that's up Guy Ritchie's alley. This is what he usually mostly known for making, these kinds of movies. This is really all-star cast like Hugh Grant, Charlie Hunnam, that one guy from Succession. I forget what his name is. Somebody can tell me in the comments. Knives Out. I don't know if I talked about this. This is that new Rian Johnson. Speaking of Star Wars: The Last Jedi movie, where it's like a murder mystery whodunit, or Christopher Plummer is like the patriarch of this family, and all the family members kind of gather together, like Toni Collette, Chris Evans, Jamie Lee Curtis, and he gets murdered. He ends up being found dead, and Daniel Craig is a detective there that's trying to find out what happened to him. He don't believe that he just mysteriously died. He believes he's murdered. It looks like a lot of fun. I've heard a lot of good reviews for it. I like Rian Johnson. I know people love to hate him nowadays, but I like Rian Johnson. I didn't hate Star Wars: The Last Jedi, and I love the movie Looper that came out before it. So yeah. Oh fuck's sake, Jojo Rabbit. I finally got a trailer for this, man. What the fuck do I say about this thing? Okay, so I'm not making this up. I promise this is a real movie that's coming out. So it's Jojo Rabbit is a new movie. It's like a coming of age adolescence movie directed by Taika Waititi, the guy who made Thor Ragnarok. He's making this movie about this kid who is growing up in World War II Germany, and he's like a Nazi follower, not making that up, I'm not making this up either, imaginary best friend is a very kind version of Hitler. You got me so far? I'm not making this up. I promise this is what this movie is about. And then he finds a Jewish girl hiding in the walls of his house. And there's a line in this movie where he's like, it's telling his friends, like, if anybody finds her, she's gonna be in some serious trouble. I'm like, no fucking shit. That's an understatement of the year. And then there's a line of a kid saying, man, it's a really bad day to be a Nazi. Woo-wee, this movie is it's getting mixed reviews by critics I've heard, and I can see why. Holy shit, what the hell is this movie? It's kind of like Cats, where I'm very curious as to what the hell happens with this movie. This is I don't know, man. What was Taika Waititi smoking when he came up with this idea? Oh yeah, and it's produced by 20th Century Fox, so because of that, it's also being produced and distributed by Disney. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. So was Ready or Not, which is even funnier. Terminator Dark Fate, new Terminator movie. I love the Terminator movies. I don't really care that much for this one, but it's got Linda Hamilton back. And it's directed by the guy, Tim Miller, the guy who made Deadpool, so I'm crossing my fingers. 1917, I got a new trailer for that, which was the new World War One epic about two brothers that are like brothers that try to save his brother from being killed at an ambush or something like that. And he's trying to save him before time runs out, something like that. It looks really good. It looks like it's gonna be really long, and it's also being directed by Sam Mendes, the guy who made the last two James Bond movies. Doctor Sleep, the sequel to The Shining, being directed by Mike Flanagan, one of my favorite horror directors out there right now. I love The Shining. It's one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I don't understand why this movie was pushed from, like, I think it was supposed to come out on Halloween, and it got pushed back to, like, November 8th. Why? I don't know. Which actually is more convenient for me because I might not be able to see it on Halloween anyway, so I'm looking forward to it. It looks great. I love the look of this movie. I love the use of the original score and the trailers. I hope it looks like it's gonna be a lot of fun. And Birds of Prey, I got that trailer. I hated Suicide Squad, but I did like the Harley Quinn in it. It's basically Harley Quinn has her own superhero team with a bunch of girls, bad girls, teaming up. That's all I got out of it. It didn't look that like some reason Harley Quinn's trying to do a Marilyn Monroe impression for some reason. That's the only thing I got out of that. I don't know. I like DC at this point is like hit and miss. You get like stuff like Shazam, and like lately they've been making a lot of good stuff like Shazam, Aquaman, Wonder Woman. I even didn't hate Justice League, so yeah, like I don't know. Maybe this will be like they're gonna continue making good movies again. Like I'm hoping, like after like they pretty much failed at doing Justice League and like having a DC universe, now they're finally making good movies again. But yeah, that's as far as trailers. So go see Joker. I won't be back till next week. Actually, I'll have a review of Brightburn up here in a bit. But also next week, Addams Family, Gemini Man, which I hear is really bad, and Jexy, that movie Jexy is coming out. That actually looks kind of funny. So until then, I'll talk to you guys later.